Okay then guys, we'll start off in the corner here, which is pretty much just my door with some coats on an overhanging door, coat hook type thing, whatever it's called. Moving along down here with the light switch, and then we have my bedside table, which houses a bottle of water, which is lemon and lime. We have on here my second generation iPad, 16GB in white is the Wi-Fi only model, which is currently on charge. We have these, which I got yesterday, which is quite cool because they're actually touch sensitive touch lamps, so they do have 3 different brightnesses. That's handy when you're in bed, you're not fiddling about for a switch. At the back here we have the plug for the light and the power adapter using the old style Apple USB cable into the iPad, which is just keeping it on charge. We have the rear right channel LG for the surround sound system, which just sits on the table, so it's quite easy to hear when you're actually laid in bed watching a film. Underneath here we just have the remote controls and some McDonald's vouchers, coffee things, stuff like that, and my iPhone charger with I can't remember what battery actually plugs into that. I don't even know where it is, but I've just always kept it. I don't really use it because either the iPad or the iPhone's on charge at any one given time. They're very rarely together. Although I do probably will invest in buying a dock for next to the bed, but I'm considering a new iPad, either a new Retina display or possibly the iPad Mini. Or there may be some more changes to the actual Mac setup anyway, because I've been thinking about a Mac Pro for a while. I know I haven't had the MacBook Pro that long, so there's a possibility the MacBook Pro could go for the Mac Pro, and then the iPad may go for an 11-inch MacBook Air, which is a handy size, which has only been about 2 inches bigger than the iPad. Then we have my bed here, which is just a standard UK double. It's got a load of stuff underneath there, which isn't really interesting. Over on this side we have another bedside table with my rear left channel LG surround sound system, Babyliss beard trimmer and another touch sensitive lamp. Nothing under here. A couple of cables around here for the broadband and whatnot. There is a decorative light set which does have little LEDs on, which I don't actually use because it's not plugged in. The power adapter I believe is down there. My tripod, which is where you see, which is what is used for all of the videos that I've done pretty much so far. It's not the most expensive I could find, but then on the same token it's not the cheapest I could find. It's got a spirit level on the front to know whether obviously the camera's level. It does have a quick release mount, which is quite cool, and it's easily adjustable. I think it lifts up to about 1.6 meters. So it's really really easy to use with the camcorder, which obviously I'm using to film now, which does have the quick release mount mounted on the underneath of it. Down here we have a Mr. Messy bin, which I think my mum got me for Christmas one year. It's actually a car bin and it does fold up, so you push it right down. There's a bit of rubbish in there, but I just keep that there. A couple of clothes, jeans and stuff. Then we have my wardrobes, which do have 3 doors on them, so you can basically see it's like a white gloss with the brown effect to go with the rest of the furniture in the bedroom. Up on the top here, from right to left, we have a little remote control helicopter which I got a few years ago. The remote control is hidden up at the back there, and it just charges off USB. It's got a gyroscope in it, which makes it really easy to fly, but it just sits up there staying cool. A couple of picture frames, and then we have all my Apple boxes. So the Mobi Magic Charger, iPhone 4 white 8GB version, my Magic Mouse, 2 Apple wireless keyboards. That's the box for the old one, that's the box for the new one. The old one is actually still in its box because it's faulty. For some reason it won't connect to Bluetooth. My iPad box and my MacBook Pro box, which you can see just hiding at the back there. So they all just kind of sit and chill up there. Then moving along down here we have a Barclaycard Monkey, which I got either from my debit or credit card, I can't remember. It's called Mr. B, I believe. I think it was my credit card actually, because it's got the contactless technology on. we have an old Olympus 32 megabyte XD card. My God, this is old. This was from an old camera we actually bought a while back. In the tube here we have carbon fibre wrap, I believe, which I've used on my car, which for anyone interested in the BMW 1 Series, I can do a video on it if anyone is bothered or interested. We have a load of weights, which before I moved my room around I did actually use. Obviously that's the main pole, the obviously weightlifting bar, and then there's some, these are 1.25 kilos, 2.5s, and these are 5s I believe. I don't know how much I can press, so obviously no much point in asking me, because I can't remember. Over here we have all deodorant and aftershave and stuff. There's some Shaw for Men, Nivea, Be Ream by Jerry Essex, Diesel, I believe that one is, there's one called Play, I don't know who, that's Da Vinci, that one. There's Calvin Klein Encounter, really nice all smelling. Load of bills, an old SIM card, Vodafone, yep. Pens, we have a couple of picture frames, a decorative kind of flower thing which just sits in the corner, again just to brighten the room up really a little bit. In here we have my stick of RAM that I took out the MacBook Pro, a couple of pens, nail clippers and some sweets, and some batteries underneath there as well. All the plug sockets are down there. There is the satellite cable runs down and it all runs into my media system, which you'll see in a second. Which is a window. Very, very nice day outside. It's nice to actually get a summer for once, because we've had rain constantly for ages. This is my front left channel LG for the surround sound, which I believe these are actually supposed to be used as the rear channels. And then the smaller ones that are at the back should be on the front, but I'm not too bothered. They all work the same. Moving along, down here are two of the LG 3D Cinema glasses. Out of the other four, I think the other ones are blue and green, but obviously we use white and black. Then is my 47-inch LG 3D LED super thin TV. I believe the model is a 620T. Don't quote me on that, although there is a review coming up of it, quite an in-depth review as well, which is always good. That is currently running the PlayStation home screen. So with the PlayStation being sat down here, it's a PlayStation Fat, I call it, the older style model. It did have a 20 gig hard drive in. I've actually upgraded that to a 250, I think. Put a 250 in there. Sat underneath there is my LG 3D Smart Blu-ray surround sound system, which has DLNA on it, which allows me to stream from the PlayStation or the MacBook Pro. On the top here is the PlayStation 3 remote control. The only game I really play on this at the minute is Grand Theft Auto 4. I haven't bought a game in well over a year and a half for the PlayStation, but you know, I like to play. I mean, I even watch films on it. There's the Fast and Furious 6, which I'm very eager to watch when it comes out. Underneath the TV is my, I apologise for the dust, guys. I mean, you know, I should be more clean. This is my Goodman's FreeSat HD satellite receiver. We don't actually have an aerial on the house, we just use satellite, because I find that it's a lot more reliable service than trying to move an aerial about to get the service you need. And that is just stood on top of a brown TV cabinet. In here is a load of games, DVDs. These are the other LG glasses, so the ones are blue and green. There's some Blu-ray films. I think that's Twin Towers, Exorcism of Emily Rose. And there is a 160GB Seagate hard drive, which I believe came out of an old Skybox. But it's always good to have extra storage for backup. And the Italian Job box set. I'm actually missing both the DVDs for that, but I kept the box because it's quite cool. Nothing really interesting in here, just obviously DVDs and whatnot. But I mainly use Love Film anyway, which I can get from the PlayStation 3, or the TV obviously is as a smart TV. Oh, I did forget one thing actually. The BT Home Hub, which is the broadband router, is sat behind there, currently chilling. It's got a load of Ethernet cables plugged in which connect to the TV. All the connections for the TV are there, 3 HDMIs. It does have 2 USB ports. You can actually use this for recording as well. So you can plug an external hard drive into that one there and record, which is pretty cool. And then you can also install applications. The TV is fantastic, guys. I mean, as I said, there's a review coming up on it at some point anyway, so, and with it being super thin as well, I love this thing. This was possibly definitely one of the most expensive things I've bought. I mean, I didn't pay a massive amount for the size and everything, but 47-inch when you're sat back on the bed is a pretty decent size, you know, with the surround sound as well. And also in the middle here is the centre channel for the LG surround sound system. Moving over here, we've got them more cables again. I do like to use these to keep cables neat and tidy, these little stick-on things with tie wraps around them. It basically just keeps the cables neat, so you don't obviously have, I mean, I love cables being neat, I can tell you by that. Moving on to the desk area, which you've all seen, obviously tour of a Geek's desk. We have the house phone, which is just a BT, whatever it is, a Synergy or whatever. My left channel Logitech Z4i speaker, a load of my keys for work, knife, some change, some papers, my 8GB iPhone 4, which I've had for about 1.5 years now. I need to get a new one. I'm waiting for the iPhone 5S or 6, whatever it may be. My 24-inch Dell 2412M monitor, which is really nice. Very bright. It's an LED backlit panel, IPS panel I believe, or EIPS or whatever it's called. My Apple latest generation Bluetooth keyboard, which does have the newer style hotkeys on for mission control, and also only takes 2 batteries rather than the usual 3. iPod lead, oh well, I don't have an iPod. Well, I do have an iPod, it's in the car. My Apple Magic Mouse, which you've seen the box for up over there. Hiding under there is the controller for the Logitech Z4i, to turn it on and off. And then here is what runs everything, the MacBook Pro 13.3-inch Intel Core i5, with pretty much all of its connections used, power, mini display, USB for the hub, and speakers. Over here is the Moby Magic charger, which again I've done a review on. I don't know whether I've uploaded that yet or not, but it will be with you shortly. My girlfriend's iPhone 4, 16GB in black, which I'm actually trying to get an unlock code from Vodafone for at the minute because she's out of contract. She's upgraded to the new Sony Xperia Z, the waterproof one. So we're trying to get that unlocked so she can subsequently sell it. Over at the back here we have the 7-port USB hub, Creative X mod, which I've actually stopped using because the MacBook Pro has an issue recognising it after it's been in sleep mode for some reason. I got bored of having to plug it in all the time, so. My Seagate Go Flex drive, which I've upgraded the internal to that to I believe a 500 gig, it was a 250. I'm just simply taking the casing apart. That is what stores all of my fully edited and published Final Cut Pro movies. Obviously if we're using Final Cut Pro 10, fantastic. Compared to the old Final Cut Pro, it is absolutely brilliant. And then down here is the Freecom 80GB drive, which I have taken the 80, although it's not an 80GB anymore because I've taken the 80GB out and put a 500 in there, which I use for my Time Machine backup. That is a mains powered 7200 RPM drive. This is only USB powered at 5400 RPM, I believe. And as I said, that is what runs it all. I'll give you a pan back, and obviously there's my chair as well, which has got my towel on the back and a t-shirt. Had this chair for years. I mean, you can see how it's all cracked around the edge, but it's so comfortable. I mean, the padding, it's still very, very soft, really comfy to sit in. Underneath the desk we have a screen cleaning kit from This Cleans. I got this free with my LG TV when I bought it. The USB cable for the camcorder, which is just a micro to standard USB. The box for it, a NatWest Pin Sentry card reader thing for online banking, a little notepad and an envelope. Then we have the subwoofer for the LG surround sound system, which I should probably move to there, but if I was to get a Mac Pro it would sit there anyway. 10-port power hub, which doesn't have all the ports used at the minute. It did do when I had my iMac, because I somehow had a lot more equipment I don't know how. As usual, fantastic cable management system. You can't go wrong with the cables being messy. With the chair pushed in, you can't see them anyway. The subwoofer for the Logitech Z4i and a metal bin on the top there. I'll just give you a pan back of what the actual setup looks like. I do enjoy using twin displays, which I think if I was to get a Mac Pro instead of the MacBook Pro, I would have to get a second display. Whether I'd keep two 24-inch displays, I would probably tend to go for two 20-inch displays, because I think that desk isn't quite big enough for two 24s. But we'll see what happens anyway. And then in here is just my ensuite bathroom, which is nothing amazing. Got all my everything, toiletries, whatnot. There's a load more down there as well. There is a shower, standard really, toilet and the bath with some decorative things to liven the place up, and then a window outside, which again is a really sunny day. I'm sorry for the echo as well, because obviously it's quite a small room, but yeah, that's pretty much the bathroom. Nothing interesting at all. And then we're back to where we started, so I'll give you a pan of the room so you can see everything. So the iPad and the lamps and everything down there, tripod, there's a couple of pictures up there as well. There's the wardrobes, all the boxes on top. The unit over there with... I didn't actually go through the drawers of the unit, but it's nothing interesting, just a load of papers and more games. I think there's a couple of Xbox games in there, even though I don't have an Xbox anymore. My 47-inch LG TV, surround sound and everything, and then my desk setup. The room is very different to what it was before, which is why I've only decided to do a tour of a Geek's room now. And obviously the last time you guys would have seen a tour of a Geek's room would have been when I was in my old house, which was a very long time ago, and it was very small compared to this bedroom. I love this bedroom. There's so much room to move around. On up there is just a lampshade, which I really need to change so it's actually the same colour as the desk lamps, because it's kind of pointless. I don't know why I bought those in brown. I should have bought them in cream. But I'll just change the lampshade so it's brown as well. And then that is pretty much it, to be fair, guys. I will catch you again very shortly.